I wanted to make a real quick video on why I hate HOAs. So I've got a townhome in the Phoenix area, and they just sent me the 2022 budget. And as you can see here, there's 306 units. The HOA dues are $56.50 a month. So the HOA takes in $17,000 a month, or about $207,000 a year. And the kicker is that the community has 3 community pools and about an acre of common ground, which is just rocks and desert trees. So the acre of common ground really doesn't need much in the way of landscaping. You just have to make sure that weeds don't grow. And the trees, you have to trim them every once in a while. But since they're desert trees, they grow really slow. And there's also an RV lot, a parking lot for people who want to store their RVs. So, if you look at this, they break it down line by line on what it costs. And the costs line by line actually aren't too ridiculous. But, you can kind of pad every line, and then you're at this figure of, $200,000. Should it really cost $200,000 a year to maintain 3 swimming pools and an acre of rocks? I don't think it should. So, you look here, water, $7,000 for the pool, the propane to heat the pool, the landscaping contract, $36,000 a year, $36,000 a year to maintain an acre of rocks, really. Then you've got more pool chemicals and whatnot. You flip it over. And some other expenses, management fees, $22,000 a year. That's actually really not that bad. Insurance, blah, blah, blah. But then you come to this end figure right here, right? They only, of the $207,000, they only put about $40,000 away. So, okay, that's a little better, right? So we've got about $160,000, a little bit more than $160,000 that we put away, that's spent to maintain all this. And it's just frustrating because you pad each line just a little bit, right? And then you're at this ridiculous figure. Should it cost $160,000 a year to maintain 3 swimming pools and an acre of rocks? I really don't think it should. And if it was an individual that owned all this space, they could get it done for a fraction of the price. And this is really what's wrong with HOAs and really on a bigger picture, right? The government. Is that when you get an HOA or you get a government bureaucrat, they can never spend the money as efficiently as an individual. So, at the end of the day, $56 a month isn't bad. It's one of the more reasonable HOAs that I have to pay. But it's still frustrating when you see all this waste built in and hidden in every line to come up with this figure. And it's also frustrating to live in this community, and pay $56 a month and take in $200,000 a year for the HOA, yet only $40,000 actually goes back to the community because so much is getting sucked up by all this other nonsense. Really, really frustrating.